Hello, welcome to the It's Raining Crafts channel. My name is Raina. You could find me on Instagram and Ravelry under SF Chick. Today is February 14th, 2023. Happy Valentine's Day to all who celebrate. Today I'm wearing my Bean and Olive sweater by Andrea Mowry. I decided it's Valentine's Day and we wear pink on Valentine's Day. Because I don't have any red. So, I feel like I accomplished a lot since I talked to you last month. I was in the middle of my jingle chart for my jingle sweater, and I completed that, and I completed the sock, and the hat that I was working on was sent off to the recipient's niece, who is my friend Melissa. We've been friends for a very long time. So why don't we get into projects and acquisitions that I have? So the first project that I talked about, took me 2.5 weeks to complete the chart on my jingle sweater, but I did it. I completed my chart on February, I think it was the first Thursday in February. And then I had a couple knit rows to do. And then when I came home from my knit group that day, I split the sleeves on my chart. It took me about 2.5 weeks to do that. Usually it takes me about a week, but it was twice the chart that I'm normally used to. Usually 20 rows take me about a week to do, and this one took me 2.5. I'm not complaining about it, but it is what it is. And then, so I finished the chart on January 26th, and then after I finished the hat for my friend's aunt, I continued on my rainbow sock. So, where I was the last time that I showed you, I was on the leg. Now I have a finished sock. This is Freckled Whimsy, Will You Be My Rainbow colorway. I just think it's bright and it's fun, and I can't wait to cast on the 2nd so I can have a full pair. And so I completed this sock on Sunday. This past Sunday, which was February 12th, I did the gusset and the foot and the sock, and I just love it. So I'm waiting to cast that second one on. So and then I'm averaging about 20 rows a week on my jingle sweater by Isabel Kramer. After I'd done the body work, I started keeping track of my rows. So at the beginning of the month, I was at 105. This past Saturday, I'm counting down as I'm going in my Knit Companion. So I started out at 105 rows, going backwards, because that's how many rows I calculated for the pattern. My gauge came out to 105. So I got down to 86. I was down to 86 on Saturday. Saturdays I usually don't knit because that's an errand day. That's a Sam's Day. Sam's Club is a membership club here in the United States. It's like Costco if you are from outside the United States. That's what it is. So I'm working on this, and I finished this, and the next thing that I'm working on is a hat. This is the second hat from my friend's aunt. This is Knit Picks Brava Sport Weight in the denim colorway. She likes black and blue, and I had denim and gray. Black and navy she likes. But I opted for gray and denim. So that's what I'm making now. It is called the Easy Guernsey hat. It is a pattern by Christina Roy. I've made it before. I was undecided on how to on what hat to make, because I wanted to make the second. I didn't know which pattern I was going to do, so I let her niece pick out the pattern. I said, here's the yarn, here's the patterns, here's what I was thinking, you choose. And she chose the Easy Guernsey hat. So I finished the brim today, and now I'm working my way to the center, to the middle part of the hat. And I think it's a paid for pattern on Ravelry, so I will not spill the secrets from the pattern. But I posted this yesterday on Discord, what I'm learning about myself as I am keeping track of my notes, my knitting notes in my calendar. This is a calendar that I got off Amazon, and I just use it to keep track of my knitting. So I got milestones and projects like splitting the sleeves and finishing a sock, and the brim was finished for the hat today. So I write those down, and it seems to keep me, and it provides me with content when I know when I'm talking to you. It provides me with, oh yeah, I finished this, and it's just little things. So those are my projects that I'm working on. The next thing that I got was I got my tickets for Yarn Centric. Yarn Centric is a pop-up event in Maryland, by Frederick, Maryland, on the day before Maryland Sheep and Wool, which is May 6th and 7th. I will not be going to Maryland Sheep and Wool this year. I have for the past few years, and I love connecting with people and seeing people and talking to them, but I wanted to do something different this year. So my mother and I are going to Yarn Centric. We will be there from 11:30 to 1. It's at the Ark in Frederick, Maryland. They have all sorts of vendors there. So we're going to make it like a mini vacation before, because my birthday falls on the Friday after Yarn Centric, I just realized. So it's kind of like a little birthday trip with yarn involved. I'm drinking coffee out of this mug that I got for Christmas from my son's godmother, Joni. I didn't see Joni when we went back to Pittsburgh because I wanted to spend time with Natalie, and that was more important than going out and seeing the sights in Pittsburgh with my son. So let's see what else. So we got our Yarn Centric tickets. Now when I go to these events, I have to compromise. I usually in Rhinebeck last year, we were at Wollenfolk, and then afterwards we went to a winery where we were wine tasting, and that was enough for my mother and my mother-in-law. So in May this year, there's a winery. I don't know where it is. The last time we went down to Frederick, Maryland, we passed it on the freeway. Not freeway, but it was off to the right, and it was a winery, and we're thinking of going there. So that's our plan, because I'm going to Yarn Centric. I got to do something that my mother wants to do, which isn't a bad thing. I am not a wine drinker. I'm not a big alcohol drinker in general. I always was like that. Sometimes for special occasions I'll drink something, but most of the time it's coffee. Coffee is my drug. So, we had a date night on Friday night, me and my husband. My husband is realizing that he works way too much in front of the computer, and he needs some time away. And it's great because in our family we can make plans, and they'll say, oh, well, Cal will understand. Oh, your parents are going out for the night? Oh, Mima's coming. Okay. So, there's that. I went to a comedy night down at the Appel Center. I had a cute little red dress that I wore. I rarely ever get dressed up either. It's mostly workout clothes, because I get up in the morning and I can't think. So it's normally a t-shirt, a pair of yoga pants, but today I put on my sweater for you because I was podcasting. So we had a very nice night. We went to a comedy hour down in York City, which isn't that far away from me. It's about 10-15 minutes away. And before then, we went to a Mexican restaurant that they wanted to try, and the stuff was too spicy. Stuff was too spicy for me, but he ate the rest of it. And I had a Pearl coconut Cosmo, and he had a margarita, and they brought the drinks, and I was like, oh my God, that's huge. So when we got down to York City, we went to a brewery that is within walking distance, was on the same street. So we had a beer there, and then we had a drink during the comedy show. And then we came home. We got a late night snack at Rutter's. Rutter's is a gas station. Kind of like Sheetz and Wawa. All three of those are gas stations, but Rutter's is right down the street from me. So we often stop at Rutter's and get a late night snack on our way home. And that was it. And then I have some acquisitions to show you. The first one is a wool. This is her sport weight yarn that I got. It is called Meadow Violet. It's like a deep eggplant. I have some scraps over in this cube right here. I was thinking of making an Easy V pullover by Caitlin Hunter out of this. I have 4 skeins of this. Wool is going out of business. It makes me sad because I really like her sport weight yarn. I made my Alpenglow Rhinebeck sweater out of her yarn last year for Rhinebeck. The Alpenglow was the sweater of the year for Andrea Mowry. So I did that, and I think this will be my last shipment from Wool. Sometimes my bank account goes faster than my brain. What can I say when it comes to good yarn? And then I got another 4-ounce skein of Cece's wool. This is what I'm making my jingle out of. If I didn't say the colors in this is the dark green is Cece's wool. The light green is Knit Graffiti in Limey to the Moon. The colorway for Cece's wool is Emerald Isle. And the white is just the Knit Picks undyed stroll colorway, because I needed 3 colors. And then what else is in here? This is crinkly, so I apologize. Fangirl Fibers is having a Beatles Sgt. Pepper specially colorway promotion, and anything with the Beatles. We love the Beatles in this house. My mother loves the Beatles. My son loves the Beatles. Does Dave like the Beatles? Not really. But when I was pregnant with Kellen, I would constantly be listening to music pumping that music into my, having Kel listen to whatever I was listening to. Now, I still have that iPod from when I was pregnant. It doesn't work anymore. So this is Fangirl Fibers, Sgt. Pepper colorway in the red. And then the blue is Enjoy the Show. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. I have this cube right here. It's like kits of yarn together that I have to go through. But I reorganized my shelf, by the way, a couple Sundays ago. And so my shelf right now, as it states, if you have 2 or more skeins, you get presents on the shelf. If you don't, you go into the single skein cube. Or if you're self-striping, you go into the self-striping cube. That is how I am doing it. I have a Lolo Did It cube right here. I have my Kit cube. I have my Scrappy Leftover cube. My single skein cube, my self-striping cube. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest. I have some future sweaters to make. So I think when I'm done with the Isabel Kramer sweater, what's this? Oh, that's for that. I have a list right here of sweaters I want to make. It's the Stripes sweater by Andrea Mowry, the Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry, the Summer Sorrel by Woolen Pine, the Leia Tee by Isabel Kramer, and the Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West. But anyway, I rambled on for 22 minutes, and I don't think that I have anything else to share. I have a few appointments this week, and my goal for the rest of the month is to finish the Jingle Body, which I think I could do. It'll be done by, I'm guessing, it'll be done by the first weekend in March. Then I can cast on the Pink Velvet sweater by Andrea Mowry. I love that sweater. I have not cast it on yet. I have yarn in my stash for it. I just haven't cast it on yet. So this is the year that I'm going to cast on my Pink Velvet sweater. And she has a knit along coming up, the DRK sweater shawl cowl from March to May. So that's perfect. And I think I can do that this year. Because last year I tried to do it and I feel more organized with my knitting, with my calendar. So I will say goodbye to you and happy knitting. Bye-bye.